Hey guys, it's Christian Singer back from CNH Smology again for another informative review video. This one deals with firearms. I haven't made a firearm review video or accessories and stuff like that for probably about a month because I've been working over here, so I apologize for that. What I'm going to be talking about today is hearing protection and why you should definitely wear hearing protection, because if you don't, whenever I first got one of my AKs out there, I failed to buy a good set of hearing protection out there, and that basically went deaf in my one left ear for probably about 2 or 3 days. I simply could not hear anything out of my one ear because for whatever reason, I'm shooting left-handed. I guess the side effects of concussion waves goes on the left side more than the right, and basically because of that, I got partial hearing damage in basically both ears, and my one ear has like a weird, like a ringing sensation, and the other side it also rings, but it's sort of like it's feels like it's moving around a little bit in there, but it feels like somebody's playing on the pianos, but it's a real high decibel because of it. My hearing is not what it was 15 years ago and stuff like that. And that's one person's opinion of why you should definitely wear hearing protection. That's what I'm talking about today. And this is my original pair of hearing protection right here. This is basically your cheap POS Remington hearing protection. I got these up at Dunham's probably back in 2004 or 5 or somewhere around it, 2003, somewhere around there. These are basically your bare bones hearing protection right here. These are about 15, I don't know, 15, 16 bucks right here. You got real big cups on the outside. The actual cup portion is probably about 2 inches on here. They do extend on the outside portion on here as well too, but you have to put them on your head in the first place so they don't expand basically. And then you just pull them down just like that and have them stretch. So they'll basically contour to your head like that. So that's basically what they look like from left side, right side. They do a very good job of basically canceling out all the sound coming directly at you. But the only problem is you don't have any way of hearing anybody walk around your property or anything else like that. Basically, I can't hear nothing outside my shed door down here, and there could be a car accident up the road and I wouldn't be able to hear absolutely nothing out there for that. But they do offer excellent protection. Hearing, the only problem is, the downside is they're not low profile. They do stick out and stuff like that and make you look like a Dumbo-eared fool out there. So basically they do stick out quite a bit outside your head right here for that. But the only upside is basically they do kill all the sound coming into your head, whether you're shooting your AK, SKS, mosins, vapor, whatever you have out there. You'll basically kill every bit of sound directly coming into your ear that can possibly be damaging to your eardrums and anything else for that. And these things, like I said before, they're only about 15, 20 bucks the last time I checked them out. Basically, they're entry-level protection for your ears for that. They're made by Remington. I don't actually have the specific model number for that, but they do have nice, it's like, I think a vinyl covering on her, and use that for basically it's for basic protection. If you're at the range by yourself and you don't have nobody else with you up there for that, so if it's like you want to hear somebody else talking around the area up there, that's basically your only protection right there. It's the pros are they do kill virtually every noise that's coming at you, whether you got up AK, as I said before, mosins and stuff like that, and it'll probably basically nullify every bit of sound that's probably up to a 50 caliber rifle out there for that. So the pros are it'll definitely knock all the sounds down. The only cons are it's cheap, and you don't have any way of actually hearing the ambient sounds outside of shooting and stuff like that. So that brings me to my next set of hearing protection right here. What I got right here, I got this about a year ago. It's called a 3M Peltor Tactical Sport model right here. I got these on eBay of all places right here for that. They were basically new old stock demos sold as is model, and basically the guy left batteries in there, and unfortunately the batteries were shot, and I had to put new batteries in here, and they were basically new old stock. And You can buy these on Amazon.com for about I think about 125 bucks plus just, I think the shipping on it for that. Last time I checked the prices, and I'd say they're good mid to like almost like a high end a headset right here for that. Plus the factory ones, they come with the vinyl inserts for your ears whenever they're going like this, and I do recommend upgrading to the they have gel-filled inserts. The ones I got here right now, they have gel-filled inserts, and they actually cup against your head. They seal better. It's like if you're wearing a hat, or if you got glasses or on top of your ears and stuff like that, these will seal a lot better against your head for that. These are the Peltor Tactical Sports, and what they do is basically they have a rating of I got my sheet here for because I had to download the sheet because I completely forgot. I never got a box with these pair of headsets right here, so I had to download the actual manual online, and they have a 20 decibel NRR rating on here. Plus, you've got about a 500-hour life for these specific headsets, so they'll stay on hopefully for 500 hours without giving you any problems. Whether you get the range session for half an hour one day or 3 or 4 hours the next day, either for that. So they have a 20 NRR decibel rating or for that. They take AA batteries. You have to take 2 AA batteries on the left-hand side over here. You have a battery compartment right here. It'll say battery right here, and you basically push down on this, and this black piece just pops right off. You put the batteries in the left-hand compartment right here for that. These things also have 2 microphones, so basically when you're wearing them directly like this, and you have 2 microphones, one on the left side, one on the right side, and your controls for the turning up and down of the volume is on the right hand side of your headset right here for that. You have an on and off button, and right next to that you have the plus and a minus for the turning up and down the ambient volume whenever you're not actually shooting the rifle or shotgun, where we have out there for that. As far as I know, these headphones are extremely good buy out there for that. They're rugged, they last a long time. I basically bought them on the recommendation on Mac's channel, Military Arms channel on there. He had a review about these I think a while back, and I think he also did another review about here probably about a month ago, and he definitely recommends them over most of the other brands as like a mid-range, we call mid-high range entry level. Something you want to get something that's well built, it's rugged, it's going to last other for that, because he had a pair. I think he had almost the same ones as this right here, and his is basically getting all frayed up and chewed up on the wires and everything else. But he basically was claiming he used his from day one on or for that, and I purchased these about 6 or 7 months ago, and I definitely took them up my cabinet. They definitely work perfectly fine whenever I demoed them up there multiple times. And I'll even show you how these things fit on your head here too, because the reason why I upgrade from the factory vinyl covering on here to the newer gelled cover one. These ones are like gel filled in here. These ones actually seal a lot better, as I said before, against your ears. The only difference is these ones are upgradable. You can pop them out here. The 3M inserts right here, they're about 50 bucks a pop. If you can get on eBay or on Amazon on there, that's where most people buy these things from. Amazon going for about 50 bucks there, plus I think shipping, handling, and tax. You can find them on eBay for probably about as low as about 30, 35 bucks if you can really like look for a few weeks on it, because some people might have a lot of liquidation and stuff like that. They're liquidating stock, and whatever they actually have from old stuff, they're just trying to get rid of. But they do definitely feel a lot better overall, because these things tend to heat up when you're sitting up there and stuff like that. So that's the other reason why I like getting the gel ones on here for that. So basically what you do is put them on just like the other one, and you fit them down just like that, and they actually cup your head a lot better. Plus they actually feel a lot cooler on your your face. They're not absorbing and building up a lot of heat on your side of your head and stuff like that, and as opposed to these ones right here, the other black ones. Basically when you swap these things out, all you do is just reach on the inner side right here and just pull it straight out. It's basically like stupid easy right there for that. You just reach in there and get behind. They have a black plastic lip right down on here. You just pull on it, and if they pop right out, It's not rocket science or anything else like that. Then it's to put the new ones in. You just reinsert the other ones, and they pop right in place because they have this big ring around the outside for that. So in order to turn these things on, you got, as I said before, you got a button on the right hand side. You just push it, hold it for 3 seconds, and you'll hear a beep, and that tells you the headphones are on right now. And to adjust the volume, you simply turn up or down on the two positive and negative. They have a plus and a minus on here on the right side. To turn the volume up, you put up, you click up on there, or you turn down to turn the volume down on there for that. And I think these things will stay on for probably about an hour or 2 hours until they'll basically go into like a sleep mode, I think, because that's what it said online from somebody else, but I don't know the exact fact for that, because if it doesn't hear any sounds in the background that are going to be going off and stuff like that, they might go into sleep mode as far as I know, but I can't verify that right now because I never actually took them to my range and shot for probably about 2 or 3 hours straight. I'm like on my range maybe for half an hour, then I can just turn them off and pack them up or go check at targets and come back down and turn it back on and stuff like that. So that's what basically why I do. I was just simply going reference from somebody else who actually made a video producing mine. But the battery life is pretty long. They got about 500 hours per battery on here, as long as you put good batteries in it. Right now, I got the Energizer lithium. I think it's lithium supreme or long-lasting one. It's meant specifically for high drain, high functionality systems like your CD players or some kind of a high drain flashlights or stuff like that. So basically, I recommend swapping out the crap batteries they give you whenever you first buy this, because they get real cheap batteries in for all these reasons. They don't want to spend a lot of coin to put good batteries in there. So you gotta go to a high quality door cell or get the high capacity energizer batteries and stick them in there, because they'll last a lot longer than the typical OEM scrap batteries in there for that. Okay, the last thing I should mention is these things basically function, from what I was told, by actually compressing the sound. So whenever you're out there shooting it, rather than having a loud concussion sound actually hitting it, I guess the electronics, whatever in there, actually compress the sound down to a more manageable level that will not affect your hearing either for that. That's why, or that's how they're designed to function on it, because these style, as opposed to this one, these ones are simply designed to basically eliminate the sound by having a good thick barrier between your ears and the actual shock wave of the concussion blast from the firing arm. These ones use electronics, plus I believe they also have probably a good barrier in as well too, so you got a two-tier way of stopping the sound blast coming directly at you from your rifles, or the rifles next to you, or the rifles on the other side for you. So it's definitely a upgraded version of the standard headsets as well, because most people just use the cheapy headsets out there, but these ones, if you're trying to get instruction from somebody else at the range, or if you just want to hear like ambient noise, like say you're up your cabin, because basically where I'm at up in my cabin most of the time, it's a heavily wooded area, and we do have people walking back and forth from time to time. We have a road directly behind where I'm actually shooting at, and people might be walking up, and they might not want to hear shots going off and stuff like that. If they're walking right next to it, they don't want to go deaf or something like that. So you can definitely hear by turning the volume up on here. All you gotta do is turn up probably about 4 or 5 clicks on it, because it almost has like a stereo effect. You can hear noise over here, you can hear noise over here, and it definitely increases the sound of your ambient sound. Where you got birds, squirrels, chipmunks running around there. Plus, if anybody else is on your property walking around, you can basically hone into where they're actually coming from, because it's almost like a stereo effect. You got one over here and you got one over here, so basically it takes both into consideration for your ears and tries to have like a surround sound effect on there for that whenever you're not shooting out there for that. So that's basically everything I can tell you about them for, guys. They're about $120 plus shipping and handling and tax. If you might buy them at your local store, you can buy them on Amazon. Plus, I also recommend getting the upgraded ear cups right here as well too. These ones are the factory ones I took out before. I do not recommend keeping these ones, because simply they do not they don't completely cup your ears good enough as the aftermarket ones that basically 3M sells in place of these ones, because these ones are relatively like spongy right here, and because of that they don't have a lot of like a sound, we don't call stopping effect right here for that. So basically you can buy the upgraded ones. Let me turn my thing off here first. When you turn these things off, you'll hear a lower beep. You have to hold it off for 3 seconds, and you'll hear a beep, and you'll know it's shut off. So I definitely recommend getting the upgrade silicone gel-filled ones right here as well too. Even though they're about $50, and some people might get kind of screechy about that, but they definitely are worth their money, because I think Mac owner, he reviewed the same headset about, I said before, about a month or a few weeks back, and he had the same problem. These ones tend to heat up and they tend to break over a few months out there for that. And the aftermarket 3M silicone ones, they definitely fit your head better, and they do knock down a lot of the sound as well too. Plus, they're basically the OEM quality out there for that, so you can't beat that. It's not some kind of Chinese knockoff out there for that. So if anybody has any questions, comments, whatnot about these, definitely good headset hearing protection, I definitely give them a 2 thumbs up, and you gotta do the department to save your hearing, and they're also good for listening to the ambient sounds as you're walking around your range, or in general out there. Like, you can also use these for if you're out there like cutting grass, your tractor, if you're working on any kind of real heavy or I mean real noisy equipment out there. It'll basically eliminate the bulk of the noisy equipment out there for that, from damaging your ears when you got a chainsaw or something else out there for that. So it basically works for firearms and heavy machinery out there as well too, guys. So it's a I definitely recommend it for that. So if anybody has any questions, comments, whatnot about what I talked about here today, the actual 2 headsets, just feel free to leave me a message here, and I'll try to answer any questions you guys have about either of them for that. So have a nice day, guys. I'll see you.